Hi everyone, this is Denise Levy. I am an artist and designer, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute penguin card. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the background layers of this card. You have this blue layer that's exactly the same size as the card base. So I get glue on the bottom there and kind of tap it and stack it. And once I'm confident that I have it aligned, I get glue on the rest of the card. I decided to use cardstock or cardstock craft colored cardstock for my card base, but alternatively you sure could use white. And then I'm going to take the next layer, which has these cut out snowflakes, and that's just going to be centered with an even margin all the way around of the blue, and get that down. And then my background layers are done, and I will set that aside and start working on this a little cutie penguin. So I'm going to just kind of get myself organized here. I like to dry fit all my pieces and kind of get organized. So I'm going to start with the bow. So you have the solid outline of the bow. And then you get the darkest color of the bow layer next, and then you get the very lightest color on top, and that creates all the dimension and shadows and folds of this little bow. So I'm going to get that darkest layer down, and it should all line up. And I also think doing, these multiple layers of cardstock, just the dimension that the cardstock gives it a really nice look. And then we'll get the lightest layer down, and then finally there's just like a round circle that it creates the knot of the bow. And you could use this bow just separately. I actually sell this separately as its own file, but it would be so cute on gift tags or on just a card by itself. And you can, of course, switch up all the colors on that. Now I'm going to put the penguin together. So this white layer just goes kind of centered on in his little body. It's his face and his little belly, and it's a little bit down from the top. I designed it this way so you wouldn't have to cut out those tiny eyes, so you do have to just kind of position him. And I'm sorry, I'm working on this black background, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's pretty simple if you're making this. You also get an instruction sheet with a photo, so hopefully that's helpful. So that little beak goes right there under the eyes, and then there's just this little gray shadow on his little belly that I think adds, you don't see much of it after you get the bow on there, but I do think it adds a nice little touch. And, again, this little penguin could be used separately on a gift tag or a card. And you will get those positive snowflakes that you cut out of the white, so you could cut an extra penguin and use those white snowflakes on something, which I wanted to share in this video, and I got rolling and completely forgot. So now I'm going to get his little feet on there, and I was just struggling because I'm videoing and I can't get completely over it, and then I'm working on the black. Why I didn't move over to that little area of white on my mat, I don't know, but oh well. So I'm going to pick it up and kind of shimmy that, make sure I have his little feet in place, and then I will get the second one in place. And I think here I do move it over to the white so I can really see it. How smart. Okay. Next up, I'm going to get the little bow glued on to the penguin. And it just, goes right there under his little chin. I'm only going to try to get glue on where it's going to overlap the penguin. And we'll get that down, and now that is done. And now we're going to work on the sentiment. Now I cut the sentiment out of cardstock. It cut beautifully. I do this because I like to test it, and just so I can tell you whether it works or not. Vinyl will be a lot easier than fiddling with each of these letters and getting glue and putting it down, you know, old school. But I do like the way cardstock works, and since I cut it out of cardstock, I just went with it. But vinyl would work just as well, if not probably a little better, just getting it down there onto that little strip and positioned. And then we have these 3 little hearts, and I'm just getting them out and ready to go. So now I'm going to get that sentiment strip glued down first, and just going to kind of get everything positioned on the card before I start gluing, and I get the sentiment down first, and that kind of shows me where I want to get the penguin exactly, because I don't really tell you, or I don't show you on this design where it goes. But you know, like I always say, this is crafting. It's not that serious. It's supposed to be fun, so wherever you place this little guy down will be wonderful. I do put a little foam adhesive on the sentiment strip. I just wanted to make that pop a little bit. That penguin has so much dimension with all these layers of cardstock, so I wanted to just lift that sentiment up just a little bit. And I will get that down. And then I also used foam adhesive for these little hearts. You sure don't have to, but I just kind of wanted them to pop a little bit on the card as well. So you can just follow my example and put these little hearts around. You could leave them off if you don't like the hearts. And now everything is down. And I decided I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle. So I had these little sparkle markers. These are from Spectrum Noir, but a lot of companies make them. This is completely optional, but and it's hard to tell in here, but once it dries down, it really sparkles and it's really pretty. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you purchased this card for me, thank you so much for supporting my art. If you're interested in this card, it is available on my website and the Silhouette Design Store. All links are in my profile and with this video. Happy holidays and have a wonderful day.